Yo, I couldn't understand how it's only two people in the ring and like 20 hands in a cookie jar in boxing. How's only two people in the ring, but it's like so much hands on a cookie jar? As a fighter, do you even know all the people you're doing business with or is getting a cut?
Man, no, no. My thing is like this. My thing is like this. You lucky that you get 80, if you get 80, if you know 80, 90%, you lucky because that's like I said with me, man. My career was so unfortunate in the like prime years, like it was terrible. Like top people that know my story and know my like they'll tell you, man, I never seen somebody get done like you got. I kept it quiet, you know,
Yeah. But it's a
but like
story though, because it's your story and you could actually, it could help others.
man, listen, I didn't know what I was making with the best fighter in the world, but like I said, I don't mean that you're gonna be the best promoter in the world. And that's not even knocking Mayweather, but my thing is this, like you shouldn't get into something unless you're gonna be passionate about it because if you don't hire the right staff, you
Yeah.
don't know what they doing up under you. Like, and it's just being real. Like with my manager, man, like I'll be promised one thing, then next thing you know, 3 days before the fight, it changed and not change a little bit, it'll change 80%. To
Damn.
where I'm like, wow, like, huh? I thought I was supposed to make this. Oh no, this happened, that happened. Oh, but when you win, the next time you're gonna get this, and it keep happening, keep happening. And when
Wow.
you under
Wow.
such a big name, guess what? What am I gonna say versus a big name like this? Oh, you either shut up or you get blackballed. That's just how
Yeah.
it is, man.
Yeah, you're the complainer that nobody want to work with you,
Yeah,
things of that
man. Like,
nature.
listen, it was times to where I would learn about my fight from reporters in the internet. I'm like, huh?
That's
Huh?
crazy.
I'm fighting this guy. I know this from the internet. My manager, it wouldn't even come to me first.
Yo, there's
But
a
now
lot of
that
fighters that say that. It's almost like Lomachenko. He was like, "Oh, I haven't even seen the contract." He said in the interview before the TFU, "I haven't even seen the contract." While Bob and his managers talking about this contract, I said, "I haven't seen no contract yet." And I did a
yeah,
video about it. I'm like, "Yo, you see, man, the boxing world is like a secret society. You don't know what the hell is going on."
man, listen, this the dirtiest. I wouldn't let my son box. I put it to you like that. Like,
I said it's
man,
the
listen,
gangster's playground.
man. Like, if I didn't have a level head, man, this sport. Look how fighters turn out when they done with boxing. To me, we need therapists and all of that because you get PTSD. Like, I got to ignore a lot of years of my life because of things that happen with boxing.
Wow.
Like I'm
Wow.
talking about wicked stuff. Like man, like we got families, and like you said, we putting our life on the line. So just
It's
imagine
important.
knowing that somebody's stealing over half of your money, like, and then it's times I had my life in the change, and single handedly one person sabotage all of it.
It's like that. It
I'm
happened.
gonna give you an analogy, right?
Oh,
All right, imagine like this will happen with a lot of fighters. I know what happened to me, so just imagine, right? Like you an NBA player and you got David Stern.
yeah.
That's the dude, right? The commissioner or something.
Yeah.
Just imagine
Oh,
you got the
he's like,
owner of the Lakers. He
okay.
come to you an NBA player, and he say, "All right, you did your job, man. I'm about to make you a ton of money, and you finna be huge." And and it's finna happen because the owner of the Lakers told you this, right? And you play for the
Yeah.
Lakers.
Yeah.
Imagine one person coming in that's a family member of the owner of the Lakers and just sabotage everything and it never happened.
Man.
That's the story of what happened to me. Like everything is here. Oh, we love you. We like bam, bam, bam. All this finna happen. One person got they face twisted because they want to keep stealing for their benefit. They don't want things to go right. Because it's
Mm.
like, okay, if everything is going right, how am I gonna have my hand in the cookie jar?
Yeah.
I don't want these people to do right by them because I can keep on telling them, oh, I know you're supposed to get 1 million or you're supposed to get a 500,000, but just take 100,000 this fight and next fight you're gonna get double. you gonna get a million, like all of that kind of stuff. Man, it's
That
just
gotta,
like the street.
yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm gonna give you a title. I'll let you take it. I'll let you take it. My book was supposed to be boxing the gangsters playground.
It is, man. Like, and it go both ways. Like, it's some good guys in this sport, but boxing is weird because everybody got their favorites. Like, one guy might like say for instance, you got Al Haymon, you got Bob Arum, Golden Boy. One person might have a bad situation at Golden Boy, but one
Yeah,
might have a great situation at Golden Boy. So it's just, I look at it like this: just be fair. Even if you're gonna rob a fighter, don't do it
Rob.
to the point to where it's like, with me, it just got ridiculous. Like, and like, that's why I could say guys like Bob Arum, Al Haymon, man, these dudes changing people's lives, no matter how you want to cut and slice it.
Yeah,
You can say, oh, 1 or 2 careers might have, but that just happened in anything. But with them guys like them and Eddie Hearn, I like those guys, like, because they changing people's lives. Like, they not going, what happened to me, it shouldn't have happened being with a guy like Mayweather that I grew up with and grew
yeah,
up under. Like, but like I say, it wasn't really him. But hire the right staff. Don't put a family member in position off of the
mhm.
streets that never did no kind of business. Why
just
would
a,
you put this guy to manage? Why he got to manage me? Why can't
just a,
Al Heyman manage me?
yeah.
So that's just a long story short. But I will say that Leonard Ellerby is a good businessman, though. Like,
Oh
he
man,
should.
I can't wait to hear you. I can't wait to hear you really come out with that story.
Oh man, listen, man,
Because
dudes
nobody,
know
because
that.
the thing
No,
about it, really nobody talks about.
they don't
Maybe
talk about it.
I understand it's embarrassing. That's if somebody out there robs me. I ain't gonna tell the whole yo, this dude just stick me up, man. He snuffed me, boom, stole everything.
Man,
That's like,
listen. Imagine not being able to say nothing about it
ah,
because you with these people that's up there. It's like, man, I gotta literally read about all of it. I gotta see all of this stuff, and it get through on me knowing it's one guy. Like, but the bad thing is that the bad thing about it is sometimes it might not even be the promoter. Usually it's the middleman. This is what a lot of people don't know. It be, all right, you said it's 20 hands in the cookie jar, right?
yeah,
The promoter be rich as crap. Bob Arum don't care about taking no little, he a billionaire pretty much. Like, and
yeah.
Al Heyman, I'm telling you, it be the middle people that's just
All right,
coming in. They be lying, saying the promoters say stuff and do stuff. They use them as the scapegoat.
yeah,
So when you hear guys say Bob Arum or Al Heyman, no, a lot of time it be the middle people. Oh, Bob Arum said this. He said you better do this, but it really be them.
yeah. But
But
they
you're
can't
not gonna
oversee
challenge that.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah. Because most guys never even met their promoter or know him that well or can't get in touch with him because how you gonna get Bob Arum 89 years old? How you gonna get him on the phone? And Al Heyman and they can't talk to everybody. So the middle people manipulate that sometimes.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
got a lot of good people. I'm just speaking on the dark side of it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't really hear about that. But
Yeah. Like
a
I said,
lot
it's a
of
secret
times it's the middle
society.
people.
Is a secret
It
society.
is, man. Like with me, it was the middle people. Like, I can't take it personal, but it's like, man, why they like, I understand that because it don't be the top guy a lot of time because stuff don't get to them. But guess what? Who got their ear? The middle
Yeah,
person got the promoter's ear, so they can go and blame the fighter, and they can say, which a lot of times, they do a lot of BS. So,
yeah,
I ain't gonna say the fighters don't be doing drugs and acting crazy and not working out. That happens, but I'm just speaking on the business side of it. Like, they in control. We aren't. Like, y'all don't want to
yeah,
write the checks. We don't. We don't affect y'all livelihood. Y'all can throw us away and get 50 more fighters. So what my thing
yeah.
is, like, it don't even be the promoter a lot of times. It's the middle people that cause
That's
confusion in the
absolutely.
middle. And this is why a lot of big fights don't happen. It be the middle. It don't even be the promoter. It be the middle people.
We gotta get their names, man. We gotta get their names.
Yeah,
Yo, it's because I feel it. Because look, a person like me, I could get got. I could get robbed on some money. The stress part is when you promising, for example, the trainer when he's expecting something. Like let's say like you're expecting this bag, So your trainer knows, all right, you're gonna get this percentage, and then whatever the cut man or whatever your manager, attorneys or whatever. But
Right.
then last minute they changed the purse. This guy probably told his landlord, "I'm gonna pay you this time," or he gonna pay his. And then it's like now you gotta explain. You gotta be focused to fight, but now you gotta explain to all these people that my money's changed and all y'all money's gonna change. That's
Oh
probably the
man, listen.
stress.
Hey man, that killed me a lot. It's time to where in a fight, I'm like, oh, I'm getting this. I'll call my mother right away, like, "Mom, you about to retire in 3 months." And
Yo,
then bam, I gotta backtrack. Oh, this happened, that happened. But no, this stuff literally, like Floyd Mayweather Sr. is my trainer. So imagine how weird that is that your son is the promoter, but your son don't really know what's going on because, like I said, it be middle people. And it's times where Floyd Sr. will get handed the purse because I might be taking my hands right off. He see the check and like, oh, this is not his. And I'm like, no, that's mine. Let me tell you what happened. This didn't happen to me before. A lot.
wow.
So it's kind of where he like, oh, this the wrong purse. Like this ain't his right here because it's so small compared
Yeah,
to the fight that I'm fighting. I'll be like, no, and this time even the TV people seen and they like, man, that's messed up that you just fought this fight for this.
yeah, that's crazy.
So
That's
that's just a
crazy.
long story short. But I'm like, man, I give credit to the Bob Arams, Al Haymon, and Eddie Hearn because as a whole, man, they doing their fighters right. Like everything not gonna be perfect because this is like dog eat dog and it's like the streets, but it's
Yo,
more, you got that's just to sum it up. Them three got
yeah,
like the lion's share of the fighters. Them
nah,
those are great promoters.
but it's great that you said that because a lot. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. When we debate all the time, as fans, as creators, content, media people, we don't hear that. We don't hear that it's a bunch of middlemans, but the promoter, they're the one that get the flack, but it's really all these middlemen. That's why I've been saying it, like, yo, it's too many hands in a cookie jar. We gotta know who's them hands in them cookie jar. Because when I was talking about the Fimo and the Lomachenko fight, and I'm like, yo, the money is there. Don't you tell me that the money is not there for this fight. You got ESPN, the number one network in the damn world. You got Bob Arum, probably the most prestige promoter. Do not tell me there's no money. And I'm like, yo, you better give that man money under the table. I know there's money out there. It's
100%.
just self-explanatory.
It is.
And I said, maybe the real answer is that the same cut for everybody else that they got their hands in the cookie jar is not the same.
It's not the same. Man, listen, that's most of the time. You don't know what, and then you don't know what your fighter's really getting offered. What's on the table, it's like this. You know that old saying, if it's a long line and you play the game to where each people whisper to each other, what the first person said is going to change by the time it
Yeah,
get to the
yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, listen, them purses get changed so much probably from when it go from the TV network. The TV network might say it's 10 million or 20 million on the table. Then they got to go down the line. It might only be said that it's 5 million on the table by the time it get to the fighters.
And then
And then they gonna argue on what they get out of the 5. Like, okay, why should you get 3.5 million? I get 1.5. Then they got to go back and forth, and they looking at taxes and training and different stuff like that. That's why a lot of fights it is hard because the middle you don't know who's biting off
yeah.
more. On the inside of that.
Ryan Garcia's father told me, whatever money you see, just cut it in half. So if you see a fighter
You pretty
getting
much do that.
$1 million, just cut it in half. They're getting 500,000, barely,
Yeah,
probably.
most of the time that's the case. But you got rare instances, man. Like I seen it just firsthand with like Al, and this is why I like Al a lot. Not only because he came town and grew up with my people and stuff, but I never seen many fighters as happy as they are with him. Like just on the financial part,
Mm-hmm.
I never seen anybody ever that happy. Like I seen dudes literally with my own eyes. I look at them to see their expression of them getting bonuses and this and that, they lives changing. Think about this, man. if Santa Cruz named his son after Al, that should just tell you
I know.
something.
I know, yo. We was talking about that too.
And
I'm
that
like,
and
yo.
that's why I
I said,
commend dudes like that. Like, and when I say guys like, I put Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn and Al are the three that's really changing lives, man. The more that they do that, the better for the sport because more fighters will want to box coming
yeah.
up and they'll want to do it versus going to basketball to where you getting guaranteed a certain amount of money. Now it's more money in boxing than ever. But like I
I
say, man, it's these middlemen and these managers, man, that'll say, okay, my fighter's supposed to get $1 million, but
wasn't
he
was
just had to borrow 10 grand from me last
yo.
month. I'm only gonna offer him 200,000. I'm gonna keep 800,000.
Damn.
See, stuff like that happen, but nobody really knows that. Like, people take advantage, and then you got a lot of foreign fighters. You got a lot of, man, people coming up poor, they'll do whatever to sign on that contract. They don't even read the contract.
Exactly.
So it's like, man, they just
Exactly.
want that money, but not knowing that you thinking you getting this after the fight,
Do you
you
think?
might
Do you
only get,
think? Do you think that is like that? Al Heyman, he had a brother that used to box, right?
yup,
So you think that the way that he does business is because the way his brother got cheated?
100%. See, you do your homework. But I gotta tell most cats that because us all being from Cleveland and
Yeah.
growing up, around the same families, don't nobody know that. Yeah, it is. That's probably honestly that could be the 100% of it. It's his
What was his
brother
name?
fault. His
Billy
brother
Bob.
is Bobby. Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby. Bobby.
His
Bobby.
brother
Bobby
fought Ray
Heyman.
Leonard.
Yeah, yeah. Ray Leonard. He
He was
fought
a
Ray
good
Leonard.
fighter, man, but he
But
probably
he
never
got
got paid.
robbed, cheated.
Oh, he
Yeah.
got robbed. And then, Don is from our city too. Don King is from Cleveland as well.
Hmm.
Even though, like, even with Don, he made a lot of millionaires and he changed the game, but he did do some, stuff that was, of
Yeah, yeah,
course,
yeah.
but nobody perfect. But yeah, Al switched the game up, man. What he seen happen with his brother, I'm sure that's like the Lions part. Like, okay, I'm gonna put it to where the fighters got say so, and they got. He just so nice of a humble dude that it's just like it's unreal. Like, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just sum this up, man. Listen, me not being able to, me not being able to do the deal with him, man, changed my bank account dramatically to where, man, I'm just glad that I'm not half crazy right now.
That's what's up, man. That's a
Literally, like,
blessing,
man,
man.
me not being able to do business with him for a certain BS reason,
Yeah.
man, that changed my, like, I mean, I can't complain. I'm doing straight. Like, I've still made money, but I'm saying with him, like, you wouldn't believe, like Al like helping people. Like, for instance, look, he got Angulo still fighting. Who would be giving this dude these shots still?
Yeah.
Because he know, man, I want to. This guy might have a heart. His family might. His mother
Sure.
might have cancer or his family. So let me help this guy. And there's room for that. Remember when you just said, the money is there, man. The
Yeah.
money is there to help everybody. Like, why
Mm.
not help a fighter out that never made a payday? This is where
Yeah.
some of the fighters got to step up and help other fighters. Like, okay, man, this dude shouldn't be struggling like this. You a tough fighter. How about I give you a chance, like a Rocky story almost? How about I give you a chance to make a 6-figure payday and
Yeah.
you up a business? Like, but the fighters got to help fighters too. Like, you got to help these guys that you see that's a good tough fighter. I know plenty of fighters, man, even out here where I live now in Vegas. They might not even have made 10, 20 grand, but I know can give fighters hell.
Yeah.
Somebody to step up and say, man, look, win, lose, or draw, it's going to be entertaining for the fans. Why not
Exactly.
this dude get a 6-figure payday? And I think that's what Dana White, even though none of them make a lot of money,
Yeah.
but keep them guys, they can have 13, 15 losses and they still in the rotation.
Exactly.
I think
Exactly.
promoters need to be mindful of that. Like, if they can still compete, keep them in a motion to where they can make them some money and help their families, man, because it's some fighters out here struggling so bad that, man,